Hello beautiful people, schöne, Leute. Welcome back to my channel and another recap of 90 Day Fiance Before the 90 Days, Season 3, Episode 7, titled Under Pressure. Okay, so let's get into this 90 Day Fiance mess. The thing about is Tim and Jennifer. So Tim is sitting in a park like a real dummy with roses or flowers. Actually, I think it was sunflowers, or is it daffodil? With a bunch of flowers, waiting on Jennifer to apologize, because it apparently it was okay for her to throw a glass of drinks in his face, or a pitcher of drink in his face. So of course he's there, saying that he has to make things right with her, because he can't afford for things to go wrong with this relationship, or this new relationship. So Jennifer walks up, and she at first is a bit reluctant, but obviously we know she's gonna sit to hear what he has to say, because she's gonna be a part of this show. So he explains how sorry he was that he never told her about this person he dated the whole time, that he kept it from her. And said a bunch of other things, and Jennifer ended up forgiving him. So the next scene, he's with Jennifer. Jennifer and her daughter, her little girl, is with them, and they're going to this popular attraction, or for I guess a day trip popular attraction. And Tim, they're in order to get there, it's at the top of a mountain, I believe. We have things here as well where you have an electric cart that is pulled by cables, and it takes you up to the top of a mountain, because there's a sculpture of Jesus there, a grand sculpture of Jesus there. So apparently that's a popular attraction in Colombia. And Tim was really nervous on the ride, because he's afraid of heights, and I mean that's a fear that most people have, being a bit afraid of heights. But her daughter was in the cart, quite relaxed and everything, and Tim was there covering his face. He didn't even handle it like a man. Let's boss up to be like, okay, I'm afraid of heights, but he's covering his face like a little girl, and behaving the most way. And Jennifer had to be like, but you need to see what's happening, and she's like, my daughter isn't afraid. So eventually they went to the top of the mountain and did the whole sightseeing and thing, and then they sat down a bit, and Jennifer was playing with her daughter and Tim watching. And he's like, you're a good mom. And she's like, thank you. And he's like, do you want to have more kids? And she said, yeah, one more, a boy. So Tim was like, okay, I'm used to girls. Okay, yeah, you are a girl yourself. So Jennifer, he's like, we would make a beautiful child together. And she's like, you and me? He's like, yeah. And then later on, they showed her in the little interview with the producer, and she's like, Tim is talking about us having children, but the thing is, I don't know how that's gonna happen when he's not even done anything. He hasn't tried to kiss me. He hasn't made any move. So that's still calling to question Tim's whole reluctance to touch her, or what. I don't know what it is, why he's so nervous about touching Jennifer, or he's treating her like she's a man or something, because he's not making any move whatsoever. Anyways, next couple is Rebecca and Zied. So meeting Zied's parents, he's going to be introducing her to his sister now. And so Rebecca is very nervous about this, because apparently the sister doesn't want Zied to go to the United States. She's the only one who's not so excited about that. And so Zied takes her to a market, and Rebecca is purchasing stuff to take to the sister as a little, house, well, not a house, or a heartwarming gift to, kind of like, thanks for inviting me to your home, and to butter her up, to make an impression, because she's really nervous about this meet. And on the way to the house, the sister's house, in the car the whole time, she kept talking about how nervous she was about meeting this sister. So we finally met the sister, Fiance. Beautiful, so beautiful, as I like to say. Fiance is a beautiful woman. And Zied is her only brother, apparently, or the only brother she has. And so, apparently she's a bit overprotective about that. And so they're meeting, at first it went well, because Rebecca exchanged the the spices with her and whatever she got at the market. So that was, she was obviously impressed with that. But then they went to the kitchen, and VM is very quiet. They're in the kitchen together, and Rebecca was saying that she had asked Zayed not to leave them together alone because, she's very nervous about talking with her, and also, her English is as good as Zayed's English, or maybe worse. So they're in the kitchen together, and VM is just not having it, yeah? She's there the whole time. She's preparing the meal. And Rebecca is just there, like awkwardly standing around. And then eventually she's like, "Thank you for introducing, for inviting me to your home. I'm really happy that I'm meeting you." So the sister, she's like, "Do you love my brother?" And Rebecca said, "Yes, very much." And she's, the sister asked, "Why does he have to give up everything for you? Why can't you give up things for him?" Implying that maybe Rebecca should think about relocating to Tunisia instead of Zayed having to go to the States. Yeah, but we all know that Zayed wants to go to America anyways. So, Rebecca didn't, really know how to respond to that. She was like, most times, it's expected that he would want to come to America because I guess it's America and there are more opportunities there. And also she never thought about being there because she has her kids. She mentioned this, that she has kids even though they're grown kids. But yeah, so they went they took it to the table. It was time to eat, and so all three sat around the table, and the sister's like, "So what's the plan for when you get to the States?" And he's like, "Well, Rebecca promised that she's gonna get me a job, and then we're gonna get married and everything." And the sister's like, "Okay." And she just jumped to the next question was, how many times has she been divorced, or how many men has she had, how many times has she been divorced or married? And then Rebecca is there. I would be offended, honestly, but Rebecca was there, just looking very uncomfortable, and she was like, 3 times. So Rebecca has been married 3 and divorced, well, not yet 3 times, but she's been married 3 times already. And the sister is like, 3 times, wow. And she was looking at Rebecca like, "Wow, you're a dirty little slut, aren't you?" That expression. She was a bit amused. She had this little smile on her face, but at the same time it was like this judging smile, like, "Oh, okay. So then she's the sister said, and this is where at first I thought she was saying all of them in bed, because she meant bad, because the translation actually said bad, but her pronunciation was bad, and I'm like, is she trying to find out how many if she slept with all of them or what? But then we found out after she was saying, so they were all bad men. And Zayed said, "Yeah, I'll be the 4th guy." Yeah, so the sister's like, "Okay, you're already accepting this, yeah? You're already calling yourself the 4th guy." And she's like, so they were all bad men. And she found this very funny, it's kind of like again judgment, like, okay, you've been with 3 men and they're all bad men. I keep saying bad. All bad men, yeah? That's funny, huh? And what's going to be different with my brother this time? And Rebecca is like, at first she's like, "I don't know." And that was a good question for the sister to ask. What's different with my brother this time? You've been married 3 times, yeah? And now you're with my brother. What's gonna be different this time? And it's like Rebecca didn't come prepared, because that's a good question. And honestly, Rebecca is gonna be making the same mistake she made with the past 3 relationships. And then eventually she recovered herself, and she's like, he's different. I don't know how to explain. He's not like the others. Anyway, so the sister is giving her the same side eye, like, and then she said to the camera after, "I'm not convinced of this relationship. I'm not feeling very positive about it because of her past relationship." And then, she was there laughing. The brother said something like, what did he say? He said something like, her ex, meaning her ex before her last ex. Yeah, he was going to be saying something, but I didn't even catch that because the sister started laughing. She's like, XX, XX, that's funny. And I was just like, at that point I was feeling embarrassed for Rebecca, because it was just I think that the sister was kind of making a jab at her, you know, and it worked because I felt bad for her. So anyways, on to the next scene. You know, it's obvious the sister is still not convinced. We left with her, you know, not seeming too convinced. And Zad basically made Rebecca know because they went out for something to eat after. And he's letting her know that, you know, at the end of the day, he gets to do what he wants because, you know, his sister did say he's a perfect man. Her brother is perfect. Yeah, I'm sure she probably didn't mean perfect. Maybe it's just her translation. But anyways, as far as he's concerned, her brother is perfect and Rebecca is not good enough for him. Yeah? And, or her brother is a good man and Rebecca is not good enough for him. So Zayed is letting Rebecca know that at the end of the day, he gets to do what he wants to do. He gets to choose what he wants, even if everybody has their different opinions. Because, you know, Rebecca needed that assurance. You know, she's like, you know, when I go back to the States, I'm going to be filing for your visa and everything, and I want to know that while I'm going through that long process that you're not going to be changing your mind, or your parents or family won't deter you, or you know, it's something will happen. And he's assuring her that no, you know, I get to choose, and they're not going to change my mind. So at this point, Rebecca did mention before that, you know, he still doesn't know that she's still technically married. She keeps saying technically married, but he still doesn't know that she's married. And also there's something else that she wanted to tell him. Yeah? I'm just wondering how comes it was in the previous episode for secrets. So she decides that now is a good time to bring it up because, you know, she says Zayed keeps saying that he loves her and everything, but she wants to make she you know, she wants to know if he's still gonna love her when he knows everything, because he doesn't know everything about her. So, you know, all of a sudden, you know, she springs on him, I have something to tell you. And it's like, what? And you could see his, you know, his like body started freezing up a bit and his expression changed because it's like, what do you have to tell me now? She's like, basically, I was a lesbian. I used to date a woman before, but I'm no longer interested in that. It was, you know, it was just a one-time thing. So Zayed was like, okay, that was quite a bit to take in, because it's frowned upon in his culture to have same-sex relationship. Yeah, it's not something that people are willingly doing, or, you know, or approve of, basically. So he was like, you know, this is something I definitely cannot tell my parents. And you could see that he, you know, his whole attitude is, everything changed, because Rebecca was like, you know, you're saying it's okay, but you don't look okay, because he actually shifted. You actually saw his body shifting away from her in the seat. And then he was like having a sip of his tea, and he was, you know, he was just like, you could see that he was in deep thinking. It's like, what the hell is happening here? What? Why? What's wrong with this woman? Yeah. So he's saying this is something that's not acceptable in my culture at all, and I can't possibly tell my parents, so please don't say anything. And she's like, of course I won't tell your parents. Yeah. It's like, because if they found this thing out, then that's it, you know. They won't, they'll absolutely not approve of anything. And so they agree that she'll just keep her mouth shut about the whole thing to his family. So we'll see, because he's the one so far that's been sharing a lot of other things about her with his family. So we'll see. So that's that for Rebecca and Zayed. The next couple is Akini and Benjamin. So guys, yeah, the last time we saw Akini was very upset because her dad didn't come come home to his house to meet Benjamin. And so she was really upset about that, and also upset about with her brother, because her brother had said something. So we're finding out after, because, you know, Benjamin, and by the way, we start off with Benjamin in his bed in the morning, you know, singing some hymn. Apparently he said this is something that calms him down. What was this hymn he was singing? I don't remember. What the thing is, we could have done without that scene. I don't know why the producers thought that we needed to humiliate Benjamin by letting him sing in front of the camera. So he was singing his hymn to try and, you know, prepare himself for the day, and to basically meditate and calm himself down a bit. And so he met with Akini, and Akini, no, before that, he had met with the brother. They showed us in the scene where he met with the brother, and the brother is like pretending like he doesn't know. I mean, that kind of really annoyed me. The brother is pretending like he didn't know what went wrong, yeah, and that he doesn't know why Akini is upset. But at the end of the day, it's Benjamin's fault. As far as he knows, Benjamin is at fault, because obviously he didn't do something Yeah, and that's why she's upset. Not bearing in mind that, or totally ignoring or pretending like he didn't say something to the father and also said something to Akini, which we later on found out. So Benjamin is with Akini, and Akini is upset still, but not as bad as the night before. And she's saying that her brother had said something that really upset her. And what he said was that she basically brought disgrace or embarrassed the family, something of this sort. And Benjamin is like, what did he say? And she's like, he said that I'm embarrassing the family because I took you to visit my dad, and so my dad didn't come because it was an embarrassment or something. And Benjamin was like, when did he say that? Because I didn't overhear that conversation. That's what he's thinking. And Akini is asking, he said it in Swahili. Yeah. And later on she told the camera the exact term in what he said exactly in Swahili. She said it's not directly translatable, but she basically said that the brother said that you're embarrassing the family, or you're bringing shame to the family because you brought him to meet the dad. And so the dad, I guess didn't want to meet him, or I don't know if that will eventually happen, but I didn't get that part. I didn't get that whole thing. Yeah. But at the end of the day, Benjamin is like, okay, but the brother thinks that I did something to upset you. Do you think you can say something to him or let him know why you're upset? Or, she's like, no, you can't say anything to my brother. I'd be very upset if you do. But he's like, but I'm looking like the bad person here, and I'm trying to get in good grace with your brother. And she's like, no, don't say anything to him, because she didn't want to talk about it in the first place. And, she's saying that in her family, they don't talk about things. They don't talk about problems. And so she's learned to, if she's upset about something, to just keep it to herself and to be quiet about it. And I kind of understand that. There are some similarities with like a Caribbean background where you don't, some families don't talk about certain things. And if you're upset about something, it's not something that families really talk about. But it's not in every case, yeah? But, Benjamin was saying, yeah, but this is not good. We need to learn to communicate. That's a problem. We need to be able to talk about how we feel so we can resolve things, which is right, And Akini is like, I don't know. I'm not used to doing this, and it's hard for me, and I'd prefer not to. Please don't let me have to talk about things. So, that's it for Benjamin and Akini. But, hopefully things will turn around, and that damn brother will, stop instigating things, because right now, he's playing devil's advocate, and maybe that's a part of the show to build suspense. We'll see. But, that was just really irritating. Yeah? So poor Benjamin. So the next couple is Angela and Michael, right? So, guys, I was not pleased with Angela at all this episode, Normally, I said that, Angela, I like her personality. I like the fact that she says what's on her mind. She's a bit of a loudmouth, She's the kind of person when you have her around, you know that there's about to be some excitement, yeah? Especially when you're a bit more of a quiet personality. But Angela, I was not impressed with Angela at all this episode. And I was, like, frankly disgusted, yeah? So Angela, the last episode, Angela was, we saw where she left the car because she was upset with Michael. That he, when she asked about the whole birthday thing, what did he do? He basically said nothing, or he didn't admit to the fact that he went on a boat ride. But because Angela has been stalking Michael, and apparently his maybe friends and family's profile, because that's how she found out, because it wasn't a picture that Michael had sent her. She was apparently looking around elsewhere and saw him in a photo. And in that photo, he was on a boat, and there were some girls or ladies around him. Women were there. And not around him like around Michael, playing around and all of that. They were on the boat. They were in the background. So, Angela is just being too possessive and too jealous. And basically, she don't expect Michael to do anything without her. And she expects Michael to stay home. Yeah? Because he's not supposed to go out and socialize with anybody, apparently. So she was upset about that because Michael denied, he didn't say anything, and she knew that she saw a picture of him, and then she let him know that I saw a picture of you, and I think she had shown it to him, and he was like, oh crap. And he said that, he didn't say anything because he knows that she's gonna be upset, and he can't deal with the drama, basically. So Angela jumped out of the car, and she took a taxi back to the hotel. And she's there upset, fuming. And she's like, I'm done with Michael. I'm done with Michael. Yeah. So Michael got back to the hotel and got something for her to drink, a Coke. I think she was around the bar. He brought like a Coke to her, and to try and get back in her good grace, to try and mend things, make her a bit calm, not so upset. And Angela was just behaving the most way. She took the Coke from him and she just threw it across the bar or the restaurant, and stormed off. And he's like, Michael, just leave me alone, stay away from me. Yeah, because she's ready to fight Michael now, and being all aggressive and like a man, very manly with him, like fighting and behaving the most way. And she could probably take him. Yeah, at the end of the day, Michael is a man though. Yeah, and men, as they say, man's strength is man's strength. But Angela seems like the kind of person that would really rumble and tumble with a man and would probably have a good shot at it. So anyways, she left the bar and went to her room. And so, she's telling Michael, stop following me, and you're not staying. You're not staying in my hotel room. I need you to leave, and you're not spending. You're out of my hotel room, basically. So Michael is sitting somewhere in the lobby, waiting for her to be a little bit calmer, because obviously he can't be around her, because she's more aggravated and really becoming physical. And so he's like, okay, let me leave her a bit, because I do need to talk to her, and I'm not going anywhere until I'm able to fix this. But for now, I'm just gonna wait here. So Angela went to her room, and again, this was something that I just thought was absolutely unnecessary. Yeah, maybe it's for a bit of dramatics, but I mean, she's talking about the fact that when is she gonna get respect from Michael? But she's not showing any respect either. Yeah. And yes, you can be upset with someone about something, and maybe you're even questioning whether you're gonna continue with the relationship. But there are ways to do things. What she was doing was just totally disrespectful for somebody who's talking about when am I gonna get respect. And not only that, it was just not necessary. She went and got Michael's stuff and started kicking them. You see them kicked out of the hotel room on the floor, using her foot, kicking the things outside of the door. I mean, what kind of behavior is that? Yeah, she couldn't find a box somewhere, or a bag, or whatever he brought the stuff in, or put them in there and at least rest them outside and say, okay, come get your stuff. She kicking the man's stuff outside with her with her foot on the dirty carpet, hotel carpet and thing, and I was just like that at that point I was like, listen, man, Angelo, I liked you and everything, but it's quickly becoming the past tense. I don't respect that behavior. I don't like it at all, and it's so unnecessary. Yeah. And in Jamaica, there's that term, me lose off of you, or yeah, I was just so turned off by the whole thing. So she kicked his stuff outside, and yeah, the next scene we're seeing, it's the morning now. Yeah. They showed her, she got out of her hotel. She went to the front desk to ask, apparently she's in the mood to get her hair done. So the lady told her that there's a place down the road where she could get her hair braided. And then they showed Michael in his car, without shirt, obviously just waking up. He's, getting up off the back of the car seat and stretching, and, it's like rubbing his eyes. Michael had to sleep in his car that night, because Angela was serious about not allowing him back in the hotel room, right? And he decided that he's not going anywhere, he's staying there, because this is his bread and butter, and whatever it is, he needs to tough it out and just deal with it. And so, yeah, he's in the car, having water out of a bottle, brushing his teeth and washing his face, and I'm like, seriously, Michael? I mean, they're somewhere outside of the hotel doing that. So then at this point, he sees Angela leaving the hotel. So he's like, Angie, yeah, Angie. So he's like, Michael, I don't want to talk to you. Leave me alone, Michael, leave me alone. So, he's like, come, baby, please, come to the car. I'll take you to where you want to. She's like, okay, go and get the car. Michael ran off to go and get the car, yeah. And she just took another detour, or another exit, and left the hotel to go to the hair place up the road. And so Michael realized that, she basically just hoodwinked him. So Michael is there running Angela, running her down all over the place, running around like a chicken without neck, without head. Sorry, a chicken without head. And looking like a total fool, running this woman, running her down all over the place. And so Angela is in the hair salon, yeah. I thought it was ironic that they got a Remy, the lady in charge was like, Remy, come and braid her hair, come braid her hair. So she was there getting her hair braided, you know, and then she started, you know, sparking up a conversation with the woman. Is like, you know, she's like, so what brings you here to Nigeria? She's like, well, my fiance, or he was my fiance, I don't know anymore. I came here to visit my fiance, but you know, she's like, he's just giving me too much problem. He's lying and everything. And the woman is like, I'm also married to a Nigerian. You know, I thought she was gonna say, yeah, Nigerian men are a headache. But then Angela was like, okay, you know, do you have that problem? Does he lie to you? The woman is like, no. And you could see that this woman, this is like the first time she was like thrown into some acting, like the producer, like, okay, this is what you're going to do. You're going to ask her about so and so. And then you're going, you know, whatever. And so this is how you're going to do it. You try, you know, try to make it look real, yeah? So you could see that this was her first attempt at any kind of acting. So she's like, oh, okay, yeah, no, my man, no, he doesn't lie to me, you know, I love him and he loves me. So Angela's like, okay, well, you know, I think he loves me, it's just that, you know, he lies sometimes, he keeps telling lies, and I'm tired of it. And she's like, he's about to come here anytime soon, and I don't want to talk to him, I don't want to see him. So, you know, Michael is coming up to the salon door, and Michael have this big old cake in his hand, because he knows that Angela loves food, like myself, yeah. So, but he knows that Angela loves her food, and the quickest way to her heart, and the quickest way to get things fixed, is to get her a nice cake. Because the last time she was there in Nigeria, and she was upset with Michael. Michael got her a cake, and after that she was like, okay, that melted her, and she, you know, they were able to get over what it was that they were arguing about at the time. So he thought that, you know, it worked the last time, I'm gonna give it a shot this time. What do I have to lose? You know, I've been running around the place like an idiot the whole time, yeah, sleeping in my car, have my clothes kicked all over the place, yeah. Let me get her a cake, that will fix everything. So, you know, he's coming towards the door, and then Angela is like, listen, I'm not sticking around because he's coming here, and I'm not sticking around because I don't want to see him. So the lady's like, no, sit down. You can't go anywhere. You're not going anywhere, because, listen, I have people braiding your hair, and you need to, you know, I need to get this money from you. I need to get paid. So sit down, lady. Come on, sit down. Let me, you know, sort this thing out. So she got up and she told Michael that, please, you know, you need to leave the place. So eventually Michael left, and he went back outside to the car. And as soon as Angela was finished, as she came out, Michael is running up to her and is like, babe, please. So she went over to the car. She's like, listen, Michael, I'm not talking to you right now. I'm upset about this thing, and cake is not gonna fix it, yeah? What I need from you is trust, not cake. So, you know, at this point, while she's talking, she's at the car, and she's like pulling off the cake thing, and I was like, okay, so Angela is really going to tell us that this thing is not going to solve the whole thing, and what she needs is trust. But she's going to open this cake in front of us on TV and eat it, yeah? Because that's what I thought she was going to do, honestly. I mean, I should have known better, yeah, that with all this, you know, all this drama and TLC trying to, you know, squeeze every little reaction out of everything, or overreaction out of everything, that she wasn't going to just eat that cake. But somehow it looked to me like she was going to eat the cake and be like, you know, this isn't going to fix anything, Michael. Yeah, I'm still upset with you, but this is good cake, yeah? So then Angela took up the thing off the, you know, took out the covering off the cake, and then she lifted it up and throw the whole thing in the man's face, yeah? Right out there, big main or public, wherever it was, because I'm sure where she was going, we saw a lot of people on the side of the road, yeah? It was a busy place. Then you have the salon in sight, and Michael standing up there beside his car. Not to mention you have this full camera team around the place, or, you know, maybe about two people possibly, with a camera videotaping. So you have people around, obviously. Maybe by now they think that, okay, this is for TV, or this is just like a show. It's not like reality TV, or, you know, like a real relationship or something. Because that's like So embarrassing. Yeah, she just pushed the whole cake in Michael's face, and he's like standing there. Yeah, cake face, cake full of face, and standing there and just wiping it off. And it's like, so the previous episode, you have Jennifer dosing what's his name, Tim, with a flask of drink or alcohol, whatever it was. And now you have Angela splashing a full cake in Michael's face. So I'm like, listen, man, this must be just for show and just for our viewing pleasure, because that is just the ultimate disrespect. And I know Michael has been desperate from day one to get to the States, and this is his dream and everything, and he's fully adjusted to the whole thing of tying his manhood to the tying it up in a little bag and putting it to the side, in order to please Angela and jump around for her pleasure, so that he can still stay in her good grace and things can still go as he hopes, so he can get to the United States, even though Angela's been making it really hard for him. And at this point now, it's like way beyond hard. She's making everything difficult, everything impossible, and she's also literally stomping on this man's, it's like just taking it off and stamping on it, to assert that he's not even a man anymore. And Michael is just pushing through this whole thing, and he's talking about she threw his things outside of the hotel room on the floor, and now she's putting cake in his face. It's like, it's enough. I don't know how much it can continue, but this is really enough. And I agree, it is enough. Too much. It's more than enough. It shouldn't even have gotten to that level. But Angela has no respect for Michael. As far as she's concerned, he's a little boy toy, and she has absolutely no respect for him. Anyways, so I wasn't too pleased with this whole episode with Angela's behavior. Next couple is Darcey and Tom, right? So we start off with Tom at the top of the stairs. Darcey is Tom is at the bottom of the stairs. Apparently he's suffering from a broken or a sprained ankle or whatever it is. And Darcey is at the top of the stairs pulling down all the luggages and carrying them all by herself. No help at all, right? And Tom is like, I'm sorry, honey, I would help you, but I'm basically handicapped, like myself. So, Darcey's like, it's okay, fine, I can manage it, babe, it's okay, it's okay. And it better be okay, because they're heading off to Albania to meet her sister, because Darcey had requested that, Tom, instead of going on that trip he had planned for Gran Canaria and whatever else he had planned for Darcey's visit, they're going to be taking some time off to go to Gran Canaria, to go to, what's that place? Darcey's taking Tom to Albania to meet her sister and her sister Stacey and her sister's boyfriend Florian, I believe his name was. And they were, giving us a quick introduction of Florian, apparently some fitness model, and they were showing us some photos of him posing up in the gym and everything, and it's like, okay, yeah, he's cute, yeah, whatever. And so Tom saw some pictures of Florian, and he was like, okay, he's a good looking guy, he's definitely fitter than I am, and he doesn't look like he's using as much filters as I had to. So he was feeling a bit of pressure, but anyways, he's like, okay, let's do this, Darcey wants us to do this, let me entertain this woman. So they basically took a flight, landed in Albania. Darcey's taking pictures the whole time, taking memories and everything, because everything is like, this is my new boyfriend. According to Darcey, they've built this connection. They have this strong connection now because they're finally sleeping together. So they have this bond as far as she's concerned. And Tom is like, okay. Yeah, entertaining her on her antics. So they're at they left the airport. They're on the outside waiting on a taxi. And Darcey is starting to, she's looking for stuff in her bags. She's like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to wear this top instead, and maybe this, and I'm going to take out my heels. And he's like, okay, can we why are you doing this now? I mean, it's, we've had such a long flight, and now we have to be waiting for you to change and do what you need to do. And Darcey's like, yeah, I need to do this because I don't know what my sister is going to be wearing. I don't know what she's going to be doing, and she may be wearing heels, and I want to be in heels too. And this is where we already realized that with Darcey was a bit jealous of her sister from previous, episodes where, she was talking about her sister having met her fiance, and he proposed to her like within, maybe a few weeks of dating, or like they were dating online and they met, and he proposed to her soon after. And she's always using this as a little, landmark or something, like, okay, this is what I want for myself because my sister had this, so there's been this strange thing with Darcey and her sister, or at least Darcey, because her sister doesn't seem to be displaying the same kind of behavior. So Tom is realizing that, okay, fine, whatever. So they got to the restaurant and they're sitting down there waiting. And apparently they've been waiting for a while, and Tom is like, I'm really tired, it's been a long flight, and your sister, they're not here. And Darcey's like, that's unusual, I don't know if anything happened. I've been trying to message and call, but, I'm not getting any response. So they're sitting and waiting. Eventually, Stacy and Florian came in, and, because Tom was like, I'm so tired now, and I'm not even in the mood. I don't even know if I can put on a smile when they come. So yeah, they came in and got up and everybody introduced themselves, and then you see that Tom was like, okay, you'd have expected the way he was behaving that he would be like, but he smiled and everything, greeted everybody, and they sat down. And then I got this is where we got to see Florian in person, I guess you could say, as it relates to the TLC camera. And I was like, not impressed. I was like, okay. In fact, to me, he looks kind of weird, yeah? But anyways, Darcey was complimenting him that, he's attractive. And of course, Darcey's sister Stacey was complimenting Tom and saying that, he's an attractive man. Because, Tom has on his side, he's a tall man, yeah? He's not the worst looking. It's just that, he was a disappointment in comparison to what he was showing Darcey and us as a result this whole time before they actually met. So yeah, so they're there, and then Tom is like, okay, so we've basically been waiting like 9 hours for you guys to get here, and they was like, okay, silence. And the sister's like, yeah, we but we're here now, like, okay. Is that like an apology? So they sat there, and Darcey's like, what do you think of my sister? She's my twin. What do you think of her? And he's like, she has nice style. I like her style, where she's dressed and everything. And Darcey's like, I have the exact same outfit. I have the exact same outfit. It's just that you haven't seen it yet because I haven't worn it as yet. I was like, okay, is Darcey a child much? So Tom is like, there, the sister is looking like, okay, yes, I know, I'm familiar with this behavior. So yeah, they're talking, and Darcey's sister is trying to feel Tom out, and so far he was being polite and loosening up a bit. And she's asking Darcey how's it going, and Darcey's telling her that she's happy with him, and things are going great and everything. And so the men asked Tom was like, do you have a cigar? Do you smoke? Let's, can we go outside, us men, and and they was like, okay, fine. Because he was getting a bit uncomfortable because Darcey was talking too much about how this relationship is progressing and going well and how happy she is and everything, and she was overdoing it, and it was just too much for Tom, yeah? Because Tom didn't want to be put in the situation where he had to be lying or seem like the horrible person because he's not on the same page that Darcey's on. And he's outside, talking to Dory and, to try and get a feel of, yeah, why is Darcey behaving this way? Because he's picked up this bit of competition. So, the next scene, we're basically traveling with these guys on a city bus, or a special city tour bus. The sister, Stacy and Florian, is taking Tom and Darcey to this spot. Apparently they think it's a nice place to visit, and it's also the place that Florian had proposed to Stacy, which was ironic. So yeah, they were there together, and Darcey's just it's okay, I'm with my man. It's like competing to see who can best the other, and she even admitted that in her little interview. She's like, my sister and I have a bit of a weird relationship, I guess you could say, yeah. it's always like who can best the other. But the thing is, I was picking it up too much from Darcey's sister, you know, until maybe later on, you know, where you really, you know, the competition got really tight there, and you know it was really awkward. But Darcey is the one that seems to be overdoing it, and I'm just, you know, seeing these two together, you know, you're like, where does Darcey get this behavior from? Because her sister, yeah, her sister is more calm, seems more rational, seems more confident in herself, even though she has a ton of plastic surgery like Darcey. Yeah, but the fact is, you know, she seems more comfortable with herself. I don't know if this is because, you know, she's in a good place with her relationship now. Maybe she was as crazy as Darcey before, but I doubt that. I think she's just the more level-headed sister, and way more level-headed than Darcey, because Darcey's just over the top, yeah. And even her sister thinks she's over the top. You know, she's telling her to calm down, slow things down a bit. There. You know, Darcey, there was a point where they had to get over to, I guess maybe there was a sea nearby, and they were trying to get down and off this bridge. And so, you know, what's his face? Florian lifted the sister, Stacy, up and took her down. And so Darcey was like, you know, obviously expecting that Tom is going to do this next, because, well, her sister's man did that. And so, yeah, she expects that Tom is going to do this too, because they have to be doing the same thing, yeah? And she was even mentioning, because Tom was like, you know, it's really nice here. It's beautiful. I can see, you know, why he proposed, or, you know, why the Florian proposed to the sister here, because it's a beautiful place. And, you know, Darcey was like looking at his face, you know, very longingly. Darcey's just overdoing it with like, oh, I'm a puppy, love me, love me. She just has this expression. She's always looking up in Tom's face. Well, I mean, he's taller, but she's always looking up in his face, you know, in this way, like, you know, accept me, you know, I need your approval, I need your love, I need you to, any little crumb of attention or affection that you can give me, you know, please just shower me, I need it. And she just has this needy expression, this needy, she's all over him all the time, you know. And so, you know, he went down, and then of course he's catching on to this whole thing. So, you know, he pulls Darcey, he tries to lift Darcey up, and, you know, Darcey wasn't like used to this whole thing. So instead of gracefully allowing herself to be lifted and, you know, placed back on the ground, she was like crawling over Tom with her legs over him, like, and it was so awkward at first and funny, you know. So anyways, they got down there, and you know, Darcey was even mentioning that, you know, if Tom proposed to me right now, I would say yes, yeah. So she's expecting that Tom is going to propose to her in the same place that her sister's boyfriend proposed to her. What is wrong with Darcey? She thinks that he's actually going to be doing that. So she's very you know, she's like having this expectation that, if, you know, he's going to be, and even Tom said the same thing. He realizes that he's in a situation where they're very competitive, or Darcey's very competitive with her sister, and she's matching, or her expectations are the same as what her sister's relationship is like. You know, she wants to do things like her sister. She wants things to run the way her sister's life is running and her relationship is running. And he can feel the pressure. So, you know, it's like, okay, Darcey expects that he's going to follow everything to the book, because that's how it happened for her sister. It's just so weird. So they're there, and you know, the sister is basically telling her, I think Tom asked the sister, so, you know, you guys, where are you gonna have your wedding? Have you decided yet? And the sister's like, you know, are you gonna have it both places? She's like, you know, we're probably gonna have 2 weddings, yeah, one here and one in the States, but first we're gonna have a wedding here, and then, you know, we'll see. You know, I'm not too fussy. I don't need anything grand or anything major, just something, a small ceremony with just a few people. And yeah, that's, you know, that's the plan. And Darcey's like, you know, yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's great that you found what you wanted, and yeah, you're gonna. And then Darcey's voice actually broke at one point, like she was almost, you know, he's like, you're wishing somebody, you know, or you're saying, I'm happy for you, but you know, like her voice just broke, and you know that, okay, she's really not happy. She's tearing up inside, and she's like tortured about her sister's happiness. So it's so strange. It's her twin. I mean, okay, I know that siblings can, so there's sibling rivalry, and you know, there's normally a bit of But you know, I've not heard much about twins having that kind of rivalry where, you know, it's not really a bit more loving, but it's just so strange with Darcey and her sister. It's like, okay, you know, I'm happy for you, but I'm really not happy for you because this should be for me, you know, this should happen to me. Yeah, I should be the one it's happening to, not you. Yeah, because, you know, I deserve it more or whatever it is. But that's all we're getting from Darcey. And this is like, you know, you keep saying that you're happy, but you know, I'm not sure that you are. You know, I don't feel that you are because, you know, and Darcey's like, yeah, I mean, this is like, I feel that you're not happy for me. I'm feeling that, you know, this sense of competition or whatever it is, yeah, that you're not genuinely happy. And, you know, Darcey's like, yeah, I'm happy for you. It's just like, you know, I want to have my moment too. You know, you've had your moment. This is like, you know, I'm still engaged. I've been engaged. You know, let me enjoy my engagement. And yeah, she's engaged now. You know, Darcey, just be happy and just I don't know what's going on in Darcey's head. I cannot understand it. Yeah, and even her sister is you know, saying the same thing, that, you know, Darcey's not genuinely happy for her and she doesn't understand it either. And Tom is there standing, and, you know, Dorian or Florian is there standing, and they're both like awkwardly there, you know, while this whole moment is happening. And Darcey's about to tear up and she's saying, you know, I want to have my moment too. I want to have my happy moment. Yeah. And I'm here with Tom. I brought him all the way here. You know, I want him to have a good time. You know, it's really important that he does because, you know, this is important to me. And she's like, you know, tearing up. And Tom is there looking awkward. You know, he kept doing this thing where he scratches his glasses or right at his face, yeah? When he's nervous, like, you know, he's in an awkward situation. He doesn't know how to respond. And it's like, you know, okay. He keeps doing that. And he's standing beside Darcey and he's just like looking and quietly, because he was trying earlier to break the ice, but it wasn't happening. And then here they're back in this uncomfortable, awkward situation, and neither of them knew what to do. The men didn't know what to do. And then eventually the sister was like, you know, I understand, and, you know, I also want that for you. And yes, we want Tom to have a good time, yeah, but just take it slow, you know, just take things slow. Her sister is saying, take things slow, Darcey. It will come, it will happen. Just take things slow. Enjoy the moment, you know. Dorian, Florian chipped in as like, yeah, it will, just take things slow. Just enjoy it, yeah. And I think I'm done. And that's basically my recap on what happened on 90 Day Fiance season 3 episode 7 before the 90 days, yeah. So yeah, those are the couples we covered this episode. Yeah, we didn't have naive, what's his name, Caesar this time. Yeah, I guess we'll find out next episode what's happening, if anything, because as far as I'm concerned, his storyline is dead now. There's nothing more for him to play us with. Yeah, this whole thing is done. So we'll see if they're gonna continue and how much more they're gonna pull us in a circle. And yeah, so guys, that's my recap. Share your ideas, what you think about the whole, you know, episode. And yeah, maybe there's something I left out. I don't know, honestly. I was just watching it for you guys because, yeah, I mean, the apart from Darcey was a bit entertaining. Darcey's storyline was a bit entertaining, you know, because we're getting into the complexity of Darcey's psyche and how she, well, a little bit of why she's behaving the way she does and why she's rushing into things, and this whole jealousy and competitiveness with her sister. Yeah, so we kind of understand why she's rushing so much, you know, to be married and the whole thing. When she's just met somebody, it's like, okay, we're married now, kind of thing. But other than Darcey, I mean, there was nobody else of interest of. So I mean, Michael and Angela's storyline, you know, it was interesting, yes, but at the same time, I was just not pleased, you know. I just thought, you know, Angela can be interesting all by herself without all that craziness and being disrespectful to Michael. And yeah, we'll find out what happens, if this thing is going to continue or if it's going to end for good, because honestly, Michael is putting up with a lot, yeah. He's putting up with a lot, and he deserves that damn visa, yeah? Anyways, guys, like, comment, subscribe, share, and let me know what you think below. Until next time and until my next video, I'm trying to put something together for you guys. So bye. Like.